Are you ready for the top 5 ghost movies?
Yes, more or less, but
All
yeah,
right. This is cool. I think we're counting down towards Halloween.
yes,
This is going to be our most like weeks leading up to a holiday of any of the holidays. But so this week is top 5 ghost movies. Next week, top 5 creature movies. And then the last one right before Halloween, top 5 Stephen King adaptation movies. So good stuff.
yeah,
So you want to start this one?
yeah. I'll start this one.
Okay.
Uh, this is one of my favorites. I've watched multiple times.
Yes.
Sleepy Hollow, 1999.
Okay. Okay. The Tim Burton version. Yeah.
Yeah, the Tim Burton version. Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci.
I think it's Ricci.
Yeah, is that
Yeah.
what I said?
Close. Yeah.
Yeah.
Close enough.
I think I
But
watch it mostly for Reese. She was like, I don't know, she was like really beautiful.
sure. Yeah. So
I
that's your favorite part of the movie?
I don't remember her in any other movie.
You know, I don't remember that. She was in a lot of stuff, especially around that time frame. Mostly, I would say maybe more supporting roles, but I I don't remember that much from the movie. But I do. My takeaway was Christopher Walken as the
As
headless horseman.
the headless horseman, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
And obviously it's a take on Washington Irving's short story
yeah.
of the Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
And of course, as always, Burton makes it even more dark than the original somehow, just in the aesthetic look of it.
Yeah, there was like witchcraft involved and all
Yeah,
this other stuff. Of course, Walken was the ghost, the headless horseman.
yeah. I don't
Yeah,
remember how true to the original story the movie was. He probably expounded on it a bit to
yeah.
pad
I
it
mean,
out.
I read the story when I was a kid, and I probably saw, a couple of adaptations of it. I think there was a Disney version. That
Yeah, there was a
there
cartoon
there
movie or
was a
something.
cartoon version. I'm assuming it was Disney, but yeah, but this was the best one.
Yeah, yeah. I just always loved the name Ichabod Crane.
Yeah, it's
It's just that alone is peak of creativity right there. So okay,
yeah,
good choice.
Depp was perfect for the movie. But
Yeah,
usually Depp, you know, is perfect for like almost all the movies he's in. He just like falls into the characters.
yeah, he's always good as those just slightly off kilter characters for sure.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, so my number 5. This one, it's kind of debatable as whether it is a ghost movie or not, but it's
No, there you go.
well, no, hold on. You may agree. Bringing Out the Dead.
I don't even know that movie.
So yeah, I actually don't even think we mentioned this in our Martin Scorsese honorable mentions list, but I really love this movie. Nicolas Cage is the star of it, and he plays a an ambulance driver paramedic that's having a hard time sleeping, and he's always seeing ghosts of the people that he failed to revive.
Oh wow, I remember that movie now.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't remember the title, but I
yeah.
remember Cage, an ambulance driver, and I
Right.
remember, the ghost things. Okay, yeah,
Yeah. So, I mean, you could argue like maybe he's just hallucinating because he doesn't get much sleep and he's seeing all these ghosts and stuff, and that's probably more true. But but I felt like it might qualify because the ghosts kind of really influence the actions throughout the movie, and also there's a theory that the 3 co-workers with him are kind of portray almost like a Charles Dickens Christmas Carol ghosts themselves. The John Goodman, Ving Rhames, and Tom Sizemore as like the ghosts of past, present, and future. And but yeah, I thought it's a really weird movie, but I thought Cage was very good in this one, like on the verge of being over the top Cage, but holding back a little bit. And Scorsese's direction, it's a really cool looking movie. Like they filmed a lot of scenes in reverse, so it looks a little weird, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's, I knew it wouldn't be on your list, but
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess it wasn't memorable because I didn't even remember the title.
yeah,
But yeah, I remembered, when you said he was an ambulance driver,
right.
and he was seeing, the ghosts of the people they had in the ambulance and stuff.
Yeah, it's worth rewatching. I need to check it out again. That's actually the soundtrack, especially. They keep this one song that keep playing throughout the movie is this song by Van Morrison called TB Sheets that I had never heard of going into it. And because of that movie, I got way more into Van Morrison, like searching more of his catalog. So that was cool
Okay.
too. But yeah, okay. So what's your number four?
Number 4 is Poltergeist.
Ah, yeah. I thought you'd
1980.
have this one.
Joe
Yeah.
Beth Williams and Craig T. Nelson.
Were you were you again in it for the female lead on this one?
No.
So there is that scene where she's like being the ghost is she's in her just a t-shirt and being thrown around the room.
Yeah.
Highly memorable.
Yeah. But this had a lot of ghost thing.
Yes.
And then, the favorite thing with the kid, at the TV, what was her name? O'Rourke or something like that.
Yeah.
They're here.
Yeah, that was highly quotable. And then yeah, that was a cool element of how like she gets sucked into the TV and stuff. And
Yeah.
they have to bring in the medium lady to somehow get her out. That was very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it was a scary movie at its time.
Yeah.
But now it would probably be more of a comedy than
In some ways, yeah. I remember though that one scene where the guy's like ripping his skin off or whatever. That was creepy.
Yeah.
And the tree that like comes and gets the like as a hand that's part of the tree or whatever. A lot of cool stuff. And Spielberg was, I know he didn't direct this, but he was very involved because I think he produced it, right?
Yeah, he produced it.
Right.
Toby Harper, I think, was the director.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a Spielberg movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this can't. I thought about it, but I didn't make my list. But definitely a good choice. A
Yeah,
good
it was
popcorn ghost movie for sure.
Yeah, definitely a popcorn go. A Halloween must watch.
Yes. Didn't they do a remake of it too at one point?
Yeah, there was Poltergeist 2. I never
Oh,
saw
okay.
that one. I
Yeah.
figured it couldn't possibly be as good as the first one.
Right. Yeah. They always go downhill. But okay, so my number 4, I also know is not on your list per our phone conversation this week. It's Ghost. Which before I get into the movie, I got to tell this funny story that I know I've told you this already. But Katya, when we were dating, she's like, have you seen that movie, The Ghost? And I was like, The Ghost? I don't think so. And she's like, The Ghost from the 80s. It was a really popular movie. And that threw me off even more. I'm like, The Ghost from the 80s. I'm thinking like some weird horror movie or something.
Yeah.
And then finally I realized, oh, you mean Ghost? Not the ghost. It's amazing how the word "the" can really throw you off.
I know.
But yeah, and it was 1990 that it was released, so that is what threw me off even more. But yeah, I actually I love this movie. I Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore, Whoopi Goldberg was especially elevated the movie with a lot of comedy in it. And speaking of comedy, it's directed by Zucker, the guy who made Airplane. So that makes a lot more sense when you think of it that way. The comedy elements, but it has romance, it has drama, and I really like the way that they portray someone who is a ghost and kind of stuck uh, before going to heaven. And there's a lot of that kind of like karma of the demons come and get the bad guys, but the guy who has lived a good life, let's say, or he's got
Yeah,
the shot of going to the good place. So
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I liked the movie. I just didn't. I just couldn't see Patrick Swayze in the movie.
What, you didn't buy it, like him as that character? Or
Yeah, I didn't buy it with him as a character.
why, were you expecting him to start dancing or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, no, I got you. But even I mean, a lot of people see the romance part of it as really cheesy. Like, especially, they
Yeah,
lampooned that scene of the Righteous Brothers song, with them making the clay pot or whatever. And it is kind of funny looking back on it, but I thought, Demi Moore especially did a good job, I thought, of the carrying the emotional weight of the movie. um so
yeah, I had no problem with that anymore. Just,
yeah,
you know,
what did you think of Whoopi Goldberg in it, though? She was good.
yeah, she was good.
Like that scene where she's having to relay all the messages back and forth, and he goes, "Tell her she's in great danger," and she goes, I'll tell him, you in danger, girl." The way she says it in her own words, so good.
Yeah, she had her own way about things
Yeah,
in the movies that she did and the TV shows that she did.
yeah, yeah. All right, so the ghost made it.
Yeah, the ghost made.
We'll see if it makes our compiled at number 4. It may not. We'll have to see how many we have in common as we
I
go.
know. So far, 0.
Yep. So what's your 3?
Number 3 is another one of my all-time favorites that I've seen multiple times.
Okay.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
Wow, this is one of your favorites? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Michael Keaton, Alec Baldwin, Gina Davis, and
All-star cast, yeah.
yeah, and Winona Ryder.
Yeah,
You
and even
know,
the parents, was it the parents of Winona Ryder? Catherine O'Hara and what's his name? He played Ed Rooney in Ferris Bueller.
yeah,
Jeffrey Jones, yeah. So yeah.
another Tim Burton movie.
Yeah, man. Look at you go. Yeah, this one didn't make my list. I thought about it as well, but and I don't know, it just doesn't, like, on rewatch, I don't get into it as much. When I was a kid, I liked it more, I think.
Really? I just watched it maybe a year ago or something again, and
Yeah.
it was like really good. Yeah, I mean it's a comedy, you know,
Yeah.
and there was an intermediate in there also,
Right.
you know. Uh,
The music scenes were good with the Harry Belafonte music and
yeah,
all that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, right. You know,
I always felt like Michael Keaton wasn't in it enough. I think when I was a kid, I was even disappointed because they sold it on Beetlejuice, and
right.
like 90% of the movie is Alec Baldwin wearing a flannel shirt.
Not 90%.
Well, I mean, he's not in it that much.
Right. But I mean,
So,
the whole thing, with the book, they died and
right.
they needed some sort of guide, and then,
Yeah.
you know, and it was the other characters too, that scene with them sitting in the waiting room and
That
stuff
was the
like
good
that.
stuff, like with the
Yeah,
football team and then the guy with the shrunken head and like that really
yeah,
creative Tim Burton stuff.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was the good stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Well, that another one we don't have in common. So, and this one I'm sure will not be on your list also. My number 3 is What Lies Beneath. You may not remember from the title, but
I vaguely remember. I remember the title. Now I'm trying to think about what it was
it's
about.
Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer, and it was directed by Robert Zemeckis, and it's a ghost movie. So I don't want to give away too much of the movie, but because it kind of reveals things as you go. But the married couple, um, Pfeiffer, uh, it, they're like new empty nesters, and she's struggling with it, and she's discovering these pieces of things around the house that are leading her to believe that there may be a ghost in the house. And then it's later revealed that the husband had something to do with it, possibly. And this is a different turn for the Harrison Ford we know from Indiana Jones, things like that. Having a possibility of a dark past and things like that. So the ghost of this woman that went missing is haunting them. Have you seen it? Does this
Uh,
ring a bell?
I remember now. I might have seen Coming Attractions or something.
Okay.
None of what you're saying rings a bell.
All right. All right. I think you would like it. You should check it out. It's very kind of like Hitchcockian in the way that it's builds up to the ending. But it definitely has a ghost in it. So it qualifies.
No, this is good because this is like the first time that we're not agreeing on tons of stuff.
Well, I don't know. The top 2, we probably will, though.
Hopefully.
Well, yeah, hopefully. All right. So what's your number 2?
Number 2 is The Sixth Sense.
Okay. Okay. That's my number 1. So there you go. So I think we might be flip flopped on our top 2, but we'll
Okay.
see.
Yeah, we might be. So, yeah, Bruce Willis was in this.
Yep.
I can never print. What's his name?
I think it's M. Night Shyamalan, but I know I'm saying it wrong too.
Yeah,
But
I know. I never know how to say it.
yeah,
The Indian guy.
right. Yes, the Indian guy. Yeah, and I think it's his best movie probably.
Yeah, I
I
mean
mean,
this was a ghost movie with a major twist.
yeah, but one
Like,
of the best twists of all time,
yeah, I
probably.
mean this movie had me all the way into the end.
Because you don't even see a twist coming, really, because the
No,
story, it's already you're sold by the drama of this story of the kid who sees ghosts, and Willis is the therapist, and he's got his own issue going on with his wife and all that. So there's so many things already going
going
on.
on, right? And
Yeah,
you don't see this coming
not at all.
until the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah, and it really I mean, speaking of so much going on, I mean it has horror elements. There's definitely like even jump scares throughout the movie when the kid is having these ghost sightings. But then it has some really great drama, especially with his relationship with the mother. There's that scene towards the end of the movie where she finally like believes him because he's telling her about he talks to the grandmother who passed away and stuff. And man, that scene gets me every time. It like gets me choked up because it's so well acted. That
Yeah,
Haley Joel Osment, I think he was nominated for an Oscar for that. He was so good, that kid.
yeah. The kid was like really good.
Yeah. And Bruce Willis, I mean, probably, I mean, right up there with Die Hard as one of his best roles, and really showed his range as an actor, like being more of the sensitive role in this. He was great. So, and that, I think it's Olivia Colman, I believe, is the who plays his wife. She did a good job in that too. Um, and also Donnie Wahlberg, Mark Wahlberg's brother, plays in that opening scene. A lot of people don't realize because he lost a lot of weight. The guy who like shoots himself in the bathroom. But yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorite movies of all time, so that's why
Yeah.
it made my number one. So my number two, which might be your number one, I don't know, but is Ghostbusters.
No, it's not.
What? It didn't even make your list?
No, I had Ghostbusters was my number 6.
I'm astonished at this. Wow. Okay. So what's your number one?
The Shining.
Wait, you are going against your own rule. We've talked about The Shining multiple times.
I know.
But it does have ghosts in it.
How could you? I know. How could you not have The Shining?
I almost put it on my list like at 4 or 5 for the reason of, we've talked about it before. And then I came up with some of these other ideas and I'm like, I'll just do honorable mention.
I know, but The Shining was too overpowerful,
Yeah.
to not have it on the list.
Yeah. You know what? So we'll get to the honorable mentions and your number one in a moment, but Ghostbusters, man, one of the best comedies to come out of the 80s. And I mean, it spurred a whole, I mean, I haven't had a Ghostbusters t-shirt for God's sakes when I was a kid.
I was going back and forth between Ghostbusters and my number 5, Sleepy Hollow.
Ghostbusters
I figured,
kills Sleepy Hollow, man.
I figured you would do Ghostbusters, so I put Sleepy Hollow on the thing. See, we got so many movies that we talked about.
Yeah. Well, at least I know it'll make our combined list since I put it high enough. Good Lord. But come on, man. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, Ernie Hudson. Just as the Ghostbusters. And then you had some of the most, I can't remember the actor's name, but the one who's always like a scumbag who plays the guy that
I know.
he was in Die Hard also and Real Genius. He was great in it. I mean, I don't even think they could pull off a lot of the stuff they did in that movie. Like they would have, in New York City at the end of the movie with like sidewalks breaking and stuff like this. Sigourney Weaver was excellent in the film, as always. Getting possessed by ghoul and the dogs that Rick Moranis, man, the great Rick Moranis as the neighbor that locks himself out of his own place all the time, and he gets possessed by the dogs too. And Murray, man, with so many of the classic lines, which I think a lot of them were improvised. Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Yeah, even the psychological test that he was doing.
Yeah, the opening scene is classic, where he keeps electrocuting the guy.
Yeah, I know.
To impress the girl.
It was like ridiculously funny.
Yeah.
And there was so many different things in the movie.
Slimer, the ghost.
Yeah, right.
It made
all this stuff that became,
Yeah. even Ghostbusters 2 wasn't that bad of a sequel, but yeah, like the whole concept of them trapping ghosts with this equipment and Harold Ramis's character Egon is so ridiculous. And I remember Andrea and I would play the computer game Ghostbusters. I would watch the cartoon Ghostbusters after school. Uh, the whole thing, man. I think I may have even had like a Ghostbusters lunchbox or something. I don't know. But yeah, so that's my number two. So your number one, The Shining, blah, blah, blah. We've talked about it.
Yes, we talked about it. I had no idea. So we don't
But
have to talk about it.
no, but on the ghost front, that is the interesting element of the movie that I don't think we've talked about that much. Like, he's the bartender. He has the conversation with the guy. Was it the same ghost that he's talking to, like in the bathroom, or was that a different guy? I don't remember. I know there were multiple ghosts basically because this whole hotel is haunted,
Right.
essentially, and possessing him throughout the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then at the end,
yes,
it's like he was also the ghost.
Right. He's in the picture.
Yeah, he's in the picture of the whole thing. So it was like he came back
right
again.
Yeah. But there's also this supernatural element that's weird where she locks him in that freezer and then he's hearing this voice and then the door opens for him. So like this force of whatever the ghost is.
Well, yeah, they called it The Shine.
Right.
Which was the title, The Shining.
Exactly.
It was about the shine.
Yeah.
That ghost, all those ghost powers that were in the movie.
Yeah. And I love the part of the movie with what's his name? Scatman Crothers or whatever his name.
Yeah.
Really weird name that guy had. But his relationship with the kid, because they both had The Shining, like to be able to see these things.
Yeah, they both had The Shine, and that's where you learned about that power.
Yes. Okay. So this is sad because the ghost now is probably not going to make our combined list. Katya is going to be really sad. But we know what number one is. It's The Sixth Sense because 1 and 2 combined. Right?
Right. Yes, definitely. Okay. And for the first time, The Shining would be number 2.
Yes. Okay. Cool. So then I would have to put Ghostbusters at 3 because that was my 2.
Right.
So we didn't have anything else.
Well, you could see what the number was between The Shining and Ghostbusters. It might be close.
I doubt it. And you had it as your number 1 anyway, so that trumps a number 2.
All right.
So now, where are we? So now it's between our number 3s, Beetlejuice and What Lies Beneath. This is an interesting list.
Yeah.
So I'm looking up Beetlejuice now, if I can spell it. 3.8 on Letterboxd. This may be close. What Lies Beneath? Oh man, only a 3.0. I know it wasn't like a huge hit. And Mark gives me hell for liking this movie anyway. He doesn't like it.
You should have put Ghost higher. Just for now to look up Ghost.
I'll look up Ghost. .3.
Yeah,
so it does have a better ranking.
A little bit better.
Should I flip my 3 and 4 so it makes the list barely? Anyway, Beetlejuice is 4.
Okay.
You know what? Yeah, what the hell? I'm gonna do an unprecedented move here. I'm
And
gonna I'm
flip
gonna
it.
swap my 3 and 4 so I can make the Ghost number 5.
Okay. At least
Yes.
at least there's a ghost in the top five.
Yeah. The real ghost of Patrick Swayze is rejoicing at our choice here. So did you have any before we read the list, do you have any other honorable mentions you wanted to say?
Yes.
Okay.
The Haunting, 1963.
Okay.
The Changeling, 1980.
Uh-huh.
A Ghost Story, 2017.
All right.
It's supposed to be a good movie. I never saw it, but the whole thing is this ghost that has a it looks like he has a sheet over him.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
just watching like live people.
Uh-huh.
To me that would I don't know, but
It
I
seems
put it on
intriguing.
anyway.
Yeah.
One of your favorite movies, Field of Dreams.
Yeah. I thought about that one.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Then you probably say, "Oh, well, what the rule is that."
Yeah, you're rubbing off on me. This is not good.
The Others,
Uh-huh.
A Christmas Carol, 1951.
Yeah, I thought about that and Scrooged, of course. But
Yeah,
I wanted to save that as more of a Christmas movie, probably.
yeah. Uh, the Ring.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
that's the American translation. Originally, it was called Ringo.
Okay.
That's the one with the VHS thing.
Yeah.
The Conjuring.
That one I saw. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
House on a Haunted Hill.
Mm-hmm.
That was way back in '59. That was one of the first ones I saw as a kid. A Vincent Price movie.
Uh-huh.
Ghost, 1990. The
Yes.
Fog,
Uh-huh.
which we may get to.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
The Ghost and Mrs. Muir.
Okay.
Candyman.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the all-time big ones or most well-known. The Amityville Horror, 1979.
Right.
The Entity, which was a ghost possession movie.
Uh-huh.
The Woman in Black and Casper. And I just thought of another one, Topper.
Okay.
That was
I forgot about that movie. Yeah.
that was an old one. I don't remember
Uh-huh.
what year it was, but it had to be like in the 40s or something.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, I think you mentioned them all. So that'll do it. So now the official top 5 best ghost movies of all time. At number 5, Ghost, or as some call it, The Ghost. At number 4, Beetlejuice. At number 3, Ghostbusters. At number 2, The Shining. And at number 1, The Sixth Sense. Yeah. That's a good list there.
It is a good. Yeah, we had 9 movies this time.
Yeah. Wow, that's impressive.
That's a record.
Yeah. So special shout out from me to What Lies Beneath. Sorry to Robert Zemeckis that I had to move you at the last second, but Ghost is more iconic, man. Come on. It's the title.
Well, yeah, but there was that other movie I just said, The Ghost, where the guy just got it looks like a sheet over him.
Right.
I mean, talk about special effects,
I want to see that now. That reminds me of like the Charlie Brown Halloween cartoon.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That has one of the funniest things of all time. Like when all the kids, they go to the different houses and they're saying, "I got chocolate, I got a popcorn ball," and Charlie Brown says, "I got a rock." every time. Like, what? How? When you really think about it, like, how messed up is that? That parents would give a kid a rock at
I
multiple
know.
houses.
It's like it's almost like now that the Charlie Brown movies are banned because he was picked on so much
Yeah,
and you know and put down so much
yeah,
that you know like you know the the thing now is that you know everybody's equal,
right, right.
everybody wins. You
Yeah,
know, I mean, you know, him kicking the football and Lucy taking it away all the time. You
dude.
know,
Yeah,
the guy was the poor guy was so downtrodden
I
that
know.
he was paying Lucy 5 cents to be his
His
psychiatrist.
therapist, right?
I mean,
After she was the one that always humiliated him. That was, I mean, Charlie Brown was great because like every kid could relate to him at least
I
because he
know.
was the extreme, you know.
I know.
But
I was brought up on that. My dad would
yeah.
buy the Peanuts cartoon books.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, he had
Yeah,
those, and I would
yeah. I
read
was
them.
constantly reading those things,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
then I couldn't wait for like a new Charlie Brown movie to come out.
Exactly. Charlie Brown's the best, man.
Yeah.
Somehow we got on a tangent of Charlie. We'll have to do top 5 Charlie Brown.
Well,
They don't count as
we went
movies,
off
but
on the tangent because there was the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
that's the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
Great Pumpkin,
So
right?
that's how we got off on the tangent and then talking about all the other stuff. Paul Linus, you know, sitting in his pumpkin patch, you
Yeah.
know, waiting for the great pumpkin to come. You
Linus was
know,
great too with his blue blanket, and
yeah,
they were
right,
all
and
characters.
playing the piano.
Yeah.
Who was he always playing? Was it Chopin? I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember what he was playing, but Schroeder was the piano kid.
Oh, that's right, Schroeder. I think he was playing Chopin, but I'm not sure it was Chopin. It could
Yeah.
have been somebody else, but I think that's who like his favorite composer was.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, good stuff. So next week is top 5 creature movies on our
Creature movies.
countdown to Halloween here. So now you gave me a twist here that screwed up my whole list because you said no aliens.
Yeah, it can't be. It's got to be creatures in the planet Earth that originated from or created
Uh-huh.
on planet Earth. It can't be some extraterrestrial.
But how do you know that a vampire is not from another planet? We can get really theoretical on this.
I know. It's just that I mean,
I get it.
We can do alien type creatures.
Yeah,
You know,
that's a whole other list.
that's a whole that's a whole list. So then you can do the movies that you were saying about. Yeah.
All right, fine. So
I promise I won't put ET on my list.
yeah, oh yeah, you better not. Yeah, because I was gonna put aliens probably, and Predator was an alien too. So they're not gonna make it next week.
No,
So mostly Halloweenish creatures.
Yes, Halloweenish movies.
Yeah, there's still a little room for we'll probably have a debate or two, but no aliens, I promise.
Yeah, no aliens.
All right.
And I promise I'll leave ET off.
Okay.
Even though it happened during Halloween.
That's true, yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right. Honorable mention to ET in advance.
And they had a sheet over ET too.
Yeah, that was a good scene actually. Yeah. Good stuff. All right. Well, we'll see you on the next one. Be sure to like, subscribe, for God's sake. We don't have enough subscribers. We need more. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Love you.
Love you too.
All right. Bye.